Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, which is the name of the Most High, and Yahweh Shai, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I just want to do a little video, man. This was just on my mind lately. So I just want to, speak about the subject, man. Because, if you watch, if you listen to some of these, Christian pastors out here, man, the stuff that they're talking about, a vast majority of them, their mindset, what they're teaching the congregation is that, the more that you have, right, the more that you have in life, the more financially sound you are, it proves that the Lord, is really dealing with you, right? And if you're, we'll say down and out, right, if you're poor, and we'll say in poverty or whatnot, then, that proves that you're, the Lord isn't dealing with you, and, that you're, a sinner. That's not true. Okay, now I'll say this, certain times it is true that, maybe financial problems will happen to somebody who's wicked, of course, but it also can happen to one that the Lord is dealing with. Okay, but, what I want to, deal with today, man, is, the truth is, man, since we claim that we're, the prophets of the Most High God, right, we're going to have to go through things, man, all right, we're going to have to go through, misfortunes, I hope I'm pronouncing the word correctly, misfortunes and, adversity in our lives. That's what we're going to have to go through, and that goes for every one of us, man, all right, you're going to have to go through it, I'm going to have to go through it, that is if we claim to be on the right, path, man, all right, which is what, following these scriptures, man, okay, you're going to find, when you come into this truth, my brothers, you're going to find out, man, then, your life's going to, your life's going to, it's going to, that's what I'm looking for, it's going to go downhill pretty quickly, man, all right, those brothers out there, man, who, were great businessmen, when they came into this thing, this, as Elder Apostle Gabar calls it, Apostle Gabar calls it, right, this thing of ours, right, they came into it, and, they ended up losing their business, or maybe their woman, left them, or, something happened, whatever it is, as I said, it's, it's different for every person, man, every man, has his own path in life to take, man, right, so my, troubles and my afflictions that I must have to go through, it's not going to be the same as you, and yours is not going to be the same as mine. Right? Every man has his own trials that are set before him in this thing of ours. Okay, but anyway, the point of the matter is that, these things are a must. Okay, and if you are not, if you claim to be in this truth, and you're not going through something, man, then you better check yourself, because the Most High God most likely must not be dealing with you then. Okay, because I'm going to show you in the scriptures where the scriptures clearly speak about every son of the Most High is chastised, right? And why is that? To prepare our minds, for the kingdom, right? We got to, since we're going to be the judges, right? The elect will be the judges in the kingdom to come. We have to know the judgment between right and wrong. And, part of the, way of, of learning and getting experiences by, going through certain situations on your own. Okay, like say, for example, how to deal with robbery, right? If you've been robbed from before, you'll have a better understanding on how to handle the situation properly. Okay, anyway, excuse, there's some noise in the background, argument going on or something, so excuse that if you heard it. Anyway, just have a few precepts I want to get. Okay, this is Book of Proverbs, chapter 3, and I want to start at verse 11. All right, this is Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 11. It says, "My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son, in whom he delighteth." Right, and that's what it is, man. Okay, this thing of ours, as Elder Apostle Gabar calls it, we're going to have to go through certain things, man. Right? I'll tell you, man, I've been going through it lately, man. Right? Catching misfortune on top of misfortune within misfortune. You know what I'm saying? You know, let me just name one thing, man. A few weeks ago, I bought an item. I'm not going to say what it was, but, you know, I bought something, you know, out and about. I paid $150 for it, you know, late at night, you know, and I have it. But, you know, I really wanted it. So I was like, $150, I'll do that. But then, of course, you know, as I'm, you know, doing my stuff online, I'm looking around, and I find the same damn thing I bought online for $60. You know, even closer to where I'm at. So it's like, oh shit, you know, I paid double the price, you know, for it. But hey, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. So, you know, you got pissed off about that, but, you know, there's nothing you can do to change it, you know, because I didn't get a receipt for it. Because, I didn't expect to have to bring it back, you know, so, yeah, that's just a misfortune, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, even a greater misfortune that I experienced, you know, a little while back. But, you know, it's worth mentioning to bring it up again, man, because, you know, hey, look, you know, everything that is good and positive, everything that's negative is all from the Most High, man. Okay, the Most High God is the one who is in control of all things, both good and evil. What is that? Isaiah 45:7. Right, I from the light and create darkness. I, the Lord, make peace and create evil. Right, Amos 3:6. For if there is evil in the city, has the Lord not done it? Right, so everything that happens, whether it be positive or negative, is the result of the Lord, man. Okay? And anyway, you know, which I've told the story before, but I'll tell it again. You know, I was, probably 8 months ago or something. You know, I was selling a bike somebody gave me, right? It was like a, you know, broken down one. You know, it needed a lot of repairs to it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I sell it online because they told me to sell it for $80, so I did that. You know, so the guy's on his way to pick it up, right? Because I got a couple of people that messaged me, you know, trying to lowball me. But anyway, the one guy decided to come pick it up. But then as he's driving and almost here, somebody else texts me on it and says, hey, can I get it? I said, sorry, you know, somebody else is already on the way for it. So they offered me a higher price. But, you know, since I want to be an honest person and not turn away a guy when I, you know, already agreed to meet with him, you know, I said, I appreciate your offer, but, you know, the guy's on his way, so I have to, you know, decline. Okay, so I officially already took in a $20 loss just to be a good, honest person. Okay, so anyway, to make a story short, the guy gets there, you know, he's all happy and whatnot, you know, so I ended up, you know, giving it to him. He gave me the $80 and, you know, threw it in his truck and drove away. So it turns out that, you know, that the bike, it was a very rare 1970s bike worth $1,500. Think about that. Think about that. I had no idea. I have no experience with dealing with, you know, bikes. As a matter of fact, I've never been a person who was interested in, you know, in bikes in my life. I would say I've pretty much never rode a bike, even one with training with wheels. I've never was into, you know, skateboarding or, you know, bikes or any of that type of stuff. Never have and never will. Well, at least for now, that is. You know, anyway, you know, it's like, damn, man, you know, here it is. I'm trying to be a good, honest person. And I have initially, you know, before he even showed up, I already took a $20 loss just so I could be an honest person and, you know, keep my word with him. Because I told him, you know, yeah, you can come get it. So somebody else offered me more money, but I declined because I wanted to be an honest person. And of course, it turns out the guy's ripping me off of well over, you know, $1,000+ man. And he knew that. He knew it because he was, you know, all excited and, you know, happy to get it. So he knew what he was doing. He knew that. You know, so he could have been, you know, he could have had the decency to at least give me half of what it's worth, you know. But hey, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, of course, you know, I mean, hell, wouldn't you be pissed off if that happened to you? Of course you would. You know, so, hey, you know, that's just a trial that's set before me that I have to go through, right? My mistake. You know, you gotta, you know, just gotta live with it, you know what I'm saying? But hey, the Lord did that. The Most High God did that. Okay, so I can't be mad at anybody because I know the Most High did that, right? The Most High is in control of all good, of all things, whether they be good or evil. Okay, and anybody who doesn't agree, well, then you don't know the text. All right? Excuse me, it's pretty hot in here. Excuse me if I look a little red. I want to go to the book of Hebrews. And this should be the last couple of verses I'm going to get here. Right, but hey, brothers, the point of the matter, man, is we're going to have to go through things in this truth, man. Okay, we're going to have to go through, or let me rephrase myself, excuse me for my stutter. We're going to have to go through certain trials, man, in this thing of ours. Okay? And that's just what it is, man. Okay, that's why the scriptures talk about, that you got to really consider, or you really got to consider this thing before you, dive into this truth, man, right? By, committing to this ministry, right? You got to examine it first. As a matter of fact, there's a parable in the scriptures. It's about, would a man decide to build a house if he first did not sit down to count the cost of all the, the wood and, lumber and the cost of building the house? He would first sit down to, count his money and make sure he has the sufficient funds to finish the building. Matter of fact, I knew there was a couple down the road from where I used to live, right? They got married, so they decided to build a house together. Something went wrong, with the relationship, so of course they couldn't finish it, but they laid the foundation of the house. This house started to get put up, right? The house was put up, but they couldn't do anything with the interior of the house. Just the outer structure of the house was stood, okay? But, there's no rooms inside the house or whatever, hard to explain, but, the structure outside was built, but, they couldn't really do anything else other than that, so that's just an example, man. All right, anyway, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, and start at verse 5. It says, my son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chastises, and scourges every son whom he receives. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh deals with you as with a son. For what son is he whom the Father chastises not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof we are all partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reference. Excuse me a second. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? For they verily for a few days chastise us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. All right. Oh, which we'll get verse 11 too. Now no chastising for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceful fruits of righteousness unto him which are exceedingly thereby. Right. So right now, this isn't feel good, man. Right? It doesn't feel good to go through these situations, that are set before us, man. But wait, we have to go through it, man. All right, you have to. That's why I'm, gonna call the video, man. Right? Endure the chastisement of the Lord, man. And we all have to go through it, right? And that goes for every one of us, man. Okay, that's why the verses we just read, it said, what? If you're not going through the chastisement, then you're a bastard and you're not a son. Right. So if you're a son of the Most High, which is what? The elect. Okay, which we don't know who those men are, but, a good indicator is you're going to be going through something, man. And that goes for all of us who, are in this truth, man. Okay, you're all going to have to go through, hardships and trials in this thing of ours, man. Okay, and that's just what it is. Okay, there's nothing easy about this thing, man. All right, there's nothing easy about this thing of ours, as Elder Apostle Gabor calls it, man. Okay, because, the path that we've set out on, which, again, it's all a spiritual thing. It's not physical, right? It's not physical. Like, say, for example, everything that we got to believe is based upon faith, because the word faith, the etymology of the word just means a belief in something that can't be seen. Right, so, we can't see the scriptures to prove that they're actually true, which, by the way, I wanted to touch on something real quick. I made a statement the other day in, a stream I did about, we don't really know if the Bible's true. And then somebody, I believe the guy's name was Cannon or something like that, he, got on there. It's like, well, what do you mean that we don't know if the Bible's true? All I simply did was say, we believe in it. But in time to come, we're gonna, find out, it being physically revealed here on the earth, man. Okay, but right now it's just something you have to believe in. Okay, but it can't physically be proven. And what is that? That's Romans, the first chapter, right? It speaks about the invisible things of the Most High are clearly seen, right? So we clearly see it. This is true. But with that being said, we can't call down the Most High to prove himself that he exists when an atheist asks us to, well, call the Most High down, let him show himself to me, and then I'll believe in it. Yeah, we can't do that. Why? Because, scriptures say what? The fool has already said in his heart that the Most High doesn't exist. Right? So if they already made that, fall up in their mind, you can't really, change their thought pattern. All right? Pretty much that'll be the video there, man. I just wanted to, to say a few things on that subject because, hey, man, we're all going to have to go for something in this thing, man. As I said, if you're not going for something, right, if you're supposedly in this truth, man, and, everything's going well for you, right, you're not going for any type of hardship, you better check yourself, man, okay, because most time might not be dealing with you, okay? So anyway, that's just going to be the lesson there. Want to end off by giving all praise to Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, and I'm going to say shalom.